Get offered to go on mad comedy tours this weekend. D-Ray hit me up. Cedric then a few niggas hit me, said, Cam, we'll give you 30 minutes, nigga. He said, Cam, if you want to go on a comedy, I said, I don't have a stand-up act, man. Few niggas hit me.
Before
I
we
said,
even
I'm
get into the games, Cam, I got a question, because there's a lot going on the internet, and why not ask you? So, Claressa Shields, what's going on? What's the issue? Can you kind of inform us a little bit about what's happening?
Like, I have female stalkers before, but it's usually after I fuck them. I never had a female stalker that I didn't fuck. And this is kind of new for me. So this is actually what happened. I did the face-off between Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. I'm reading the cue cards. We talked about this last week, but I'm gonna inform my audience who don't know. I'm reading the cue cards. On the cue cards, it says, the most watched women's fight ever, Katie Taylor against Amanda Serrano. I don't know what's the most watched female boxing match. Now, don't get me wrong, I love female boxing, but I never studied who was the most watched female boxing match. So I'm just reading what's on the card. After that, she goes on a DMs me, yo, you got that wrong, champ. Da 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 da. I'm the most watched female fighter. Fine. I said, congratulations. But after last night, which was the next day after the Jake Paul main event with them, I said, you got some catching up to do. Cool. After that, she says, I look forward to breaking records. I put fire, fire, fire emoji. The next day after that, she goes, does a 20-minute interview dissing me. Cam is trying to rewrite history. Cam don't, Cam don't know what he talking about. Cam is crazy. This nigga, he don't like black women. Da 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 da. And I'm like, bro, all I did was read what was on the cue card. How I'm trying to rewrite history. I didn't know who was the most watched, but I did know after the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, and they co-made an event, it was 50 million, 60 million, whatever it was watching them. All this turns into Cam don't like black women. Cam is hating on me. I'm trying to rewrite history. I didn't know the history. So then I left it alone. I said what I said on the show. Then she tagging me in videos talking about, yeah, Cam, look at this, this, and that third. So I left it alone. She tagged me again. So I DM'd her back. I said, this is stalking at this point. I don't want to give you the attention you don't want. You're going to get the attention that you don't want. I'm telling you. I said this in the DM. She said, let's go at it. And that's where it went. I'm just a funny nigga. So I just started clowning her. After I'm clowning her, she go back and forth, back and forth. Look, sir, I don't know you, homeboy. I don't know nothing you do but box. I have no opinion of you. I don't care if your fight was the most watched or not the most watched. My nigga, I do not know you from nowhere. So that's all the back and forth, but I was just having fun with it over the weekend. And she was putting up shit, I was putting up shit. But everything she was putting up, she don't know what the fuck she talking about. I got robbed. I never got robbed. Nigga tried to take my Lamborghini from me. I said no. I got shot up behind it. No disrespect, I'm not saying that's a smart thing to do. But you don't have your facts correct. When you get your facts correct, I'll tell you you're right, but all your facts are incorrect. Look, mister, I don't know you from nowhere. I hope you enjoy your life. I hope you have fun, but I don't know you. I'm not trying to rewrite history. I know one thing for sure, two things for certain. You don't have the most watched boxing female match ever. Ever, period. So that's all it was. That's what happened over the weekend.
So was all this over just the viewership?
That's all it's over. Whole shit is over the viewership. It all started, I'm trying to rewrite history. That's all it started. Then what happened was, I said, listen, you got 15 fights and 3 knockouts, good. So she put up murder. She puts up. I'm mad. I'm not in the studio. My flight got delayed. You got to get me out the murder. It's up to you to get me out the 2 with the demons. I want to be in studio for this. I'll be there tomorrow. But the point being is, it's all over viewership. That's all it's about. And then I put up. Look, you got 15 fights and 3 knockouts. So she put up. You want to be the 4th knockout? So I put up when she was sparring with a nigga and the nigga knocked her out. And she ran her car to get her knife. I says, from everything I'm learning, because I learned about this girl all weekend because people tagging me. She want to fight every nigga. She want to fight Gennady Golovkin, Keith Thurman, what's my nigga? Porter, the nigga Porter. She want to fight niggas. So I'm like, if you really a nigga, just say you a nigga. I don't know what you are at this point. But she has a problem and she want to fight Jake Paul. She want to fight mad niggas. So I showed her when she was fighting a nigga cleaned her clock. Stop playing with people like that. And then she got mad. But I did get offered to go on Mad Comedy tours this weekend. D-Ray hit me up. Cedric and Ted, few niggas hit me, said, Cam, we'll give you 30 minutes, nigga. He said, Cam, if you want to go on a comedy, I said, I don't have a stand-up act, man. Few niggas hit me, I said, I'm not even really trying to be funny. I'm just telling you what's going on. But I did get offered to go on some comedy tours. But this is all over the viewership murder. That's exactly what this is over. Because I said that Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano had the most views ever. That's what it's all over.
I think that's the misunderstanding. I think from hearing what Stat is saying, I don't really know, so anybody don't put me in it. But when it comes to viewership, she's basically saying that she was hosting this fight and she was the headliner of this fight, and those girls weren't. Is that the real beef? Stat, am I getting it correct? Yeah.
Basically, like, it was mainly about the viewership, and I don't know, because can I just say really quick?
Yeah.
The whole thing, and I'm not inserting myself into, I don't want any part of this. I'm just saying, when it was first discussed, Cam didn't say anything bad. So that's why I don't understand why, like, it just got so hostile. He actually was, like, praising her and was like, look, like, she like, that type of thing. It was never supposed to be any sort of discourse, argument. So what I'm just gonna say, if you'd like to chat, you know, you guys can have a great discussion on the show. Everybody can say their sides.
That's my thing. So that's my thing too. Your publicist been begging for you to come on the show. I'm talking about begging. I didn't even tell Murder about it because I said it don't make no sense right now for her to come on the show. Whenever she got a fight, let her come on the show before her fight so it could promote the fight, because I guess she was in Vegas a few times. It's like, can we please get on the show? And I'm like, it don't really make sense for us to come on the show. But you skipped the line. You want to come up? Come up. Come up tomorrow. I said, what's up? So come on up. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement with that. I'm in agreement with that.
Cam, that was the night before the fight, right? The night you did your standoff with him?
I did the standoff thing the day before the fight. No. It was about 5 weeks, 5 days before the fight. They ended about 3 days before the fight. Yeah.
Right. Okay. But the guy, when I was there working the show, when I was hosting, the guy from MVP Promotions, that's exactly what he said. This is the most watched women fight in the history of women boxing. You know, that's what he said. So I don't know. I mean, maybe she should go after him too. I'm just saying.
And there were other platforms also that said that we're following old media or something like that, and I wanted them to know we're not following old media. That's an isolated incident, and we're here to clarify it. And anyone that feels different, feel free to just come on live and share your gripes. We really would like to hear it, because we really like it is what it is to be a non-biased platform. Sometimes we give strong views because that's really how sometimes we feel about things, and we wanted to create a platform where people can say how they really feel, and some people are gonna get offended by certain things, and we understand that. We understand that's a part of the sport, but none of it is personal with me. I know that, and I don't think any of this is personal with Killer. I think he said what he was saying, and to her defense, if you would like to come up, Claressa, you're more than welcome. I'm letting you know that. Killer let you know that. Feel free to come up here, because I would love to see you, talk to Killer and put him in his place, Put him in his place.
You gonna put your hands on Killer. Don't put your hands up. Put on him up there. His hands on your butt.
Let me tell you something. A lot of people tried. A lot of people tried. A lot of people died.
Yeah, I've been around Killer a long time. I never seen a lady put him in his place. So I welcome you up here.
A lot of people tried, a lot of people died.
I'm done. And I would just like to clarify one more time, none of this is scripted. Like, we're actually having an
we just have
no, I'm just as confused as probably y'all are. So that's why I asked. We're up here to get the answers. Everybody can speak their truth. It would be a great discussion.
And we're not trying to have messy TV. We just want a place where, and sometimes this happened with me and Killer when we're speaking, that we want this to be a place where everybody could bring their views to the table. Nobody has to let one view dominate the conversation. I think that's what makes healthy conversation, when everybody is able to say how they feel. Like, there's a guy just walked past here. He got on a pink paws hat, a pink Dipset outfit. He wears it every day. But, and we let him walk past. So we're open to everybody paws coming by,
And another thing, and one thing I'm going to say before we move on, Mase view is Mase view, stab view is stab view. I don't necessarily agree with their view all the time neither.
Yeah.
Like right now, I don't have to agree with them, because a lot of shit done got watered down on this show, my opinion. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. So come on up. Mase could be politically correct like he's talking, and I'm gonna be me, like I'm me. So come on up. So let them be. We don't all have the same opinion.
Oh, Killer, so I'm not saying I got a different opinion. Like, I don't want to hear the conversation. I'm for it. You know me, right? I'm for it. I believe that's how you bring the best pause out of people. Is let people figure it out.
Right.
I'm definitely not over here on a bias. I'm not biased. I'm never biased. I'm never neutral.
Right.
Okay.
And guys, and get all
I'm just telling you.
That's what we do here. That's what we do here. Now, and here's my last perspective on it too now. And you guys have gotten on me. We joked around about it. When somebody breaks my record in an 88 or strep roll in my, I said, wait a minute. I said, I'm looking forward for them to break my record, because it builds on to the whole program. Now, I'm
Mike,
just saying,
Mike, and we're able to ask you that, though. We're able to ask you that.
Right,
that's what makes this a different show. We're able to ask you that question. Other places, they wouldn't ask it. They'll feel like that's disrespectful. This time, Killers asked me things I didn't necessarily want to communicate about it, but he asked the question. So we keep that same energy for everybody. So, just so Killer know that. We keeping that same energy with everybody. It don't matter who it is.
You get the perspective on it. You're right.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is to get the perspective on it. That's why when you guys ask me, my job is to grow the sport best they can grow. I want all athletes, because it helps their pocket, it helps their business, it helps their sport to grow it. So if she got evidence that she had a bigger fight, that's fine. But if you didn't have a bigger fight, that's good. I mean, the sport is still growing. Look at the WNBA right now. Juju come in here next year, we want her to do the same thing Caitlin Clark did for the WNBA. If you really care about the sport and not just you, the individual. You should be happy when the sport is growing and everybody else is tuning in. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna let it go. You ain't gotta cut me up. Cam handled it by himself. Stay on Cam, but I just wanted to drop that in there.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I did speak to my guys at MVP. After the holidays, Amanda Serrano will be coming on the show, and Jake Paul will be coming on the show after the holidays. So come on up.
We'll circle back to that, but I do have a question about 50. Would you drop the lawsuit if you could get in the ring with him?
I would drop it. I would drop it if he got in the ring with Pap. Pap will whoop 50 ass.
Claressa back popping and Pap can't stop his chick. Damn, you talk a lot of shh. You don't shut up. Always talking crazy, girl, go have a baby. Might calm you down. Maybe you don't shut up. Melissa asked about fifth. Would you get in the ring, throw a fist? She don't look at you as a lady. Would you fight fifth? That's just crazy. Claressa said he should fight Pap first before he come to me to get that work. Tell him glove up, run that fade. A real street fight, no arcade. Claressa back popping and Pap can't stop his chick. Damn, you talk a lot of shh. You don't shut up. Always talking crazy, girl, go have a baby. Might calm you down, maybe. You don't shut up. Pap upstairs in the bedroom. Nah, she mean in her head, that's headroom. Saying Pap will be fifth in the street fight. Put it in the comments if she right. I think she delusional. Talking too much, that's the usual. Pap busy fighting the power. No hits, his catalog is a funeral. Claressa back popping and Pap can't stop his chick. Damn, you talk a lot of shh. You don't shut up. Always talking crazy, girl, go have a baby. Might calm you down, maybe. You don't shut up.
Goes, yeah, right? If a girl come disrespecting me or a man, I'm gonna disrespect them back.
With that dumb look on your face, like, why are you talking? Shut up. Glad to have a man ass. Little girl, damn, you annoying. I see you on my timeline. Swipe your post, I avoid them. Looking like the yellow bus finna pick you up from your house in the morning. It's the unit. Took too many hits to the head. You let a lane get in your bed. When on Vlad did bad, what he said? He spins on you, but a ring you won't get. Only ring that you getting's a boxing ring. Now to open up the box bling, that's a Rocky ring. You laid up with a married man, that's a toxic thing. You got Remy's leftovers and became a gossip queen. With that dumb look on your face, like, why are you talking? Shut up. Glad to have a man ass, little girl. Damn, you annoying. I see you on my timeline. Swipe your post, I avoid them. Looking like the yellow bus finna pick you up from your house in the morning. You a lose slow, I know. Shows on your face. Ain't nothing to hide, I can see it clear as day. Ain't nothing upstairs, that's how Pap got a place. He live in your head, now no ring on the way. Squatters love, that's what we call it nowadays. Using Using them big words on you, you like whatever you say. Shoulda had your shields up when he came your way. When that baby on the way, bet that it don't go your way. With that dumb look on your face, like, why are you talking? Shut up. Glad to have a man less, little girl. Damn, you annoying. I see you on my timeline. Swipe your post, I avoid them. Looking like the yellow bus finna pick you up from your house in the morning.
I love my man syndrome. Because it's whatever Papoose says goes. Yeah, right? I have that syndrome. I don't how can I have a...
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. If you like drama, sharp talk, and Harlem legends stirring the pot, then this one is not something to skip. Mase and Camron, the faces behind the hit podcast It Is What It Is, suddenly landed in some surprise smoke, and the name tied to the other side had people doing double takes. We are talking about Claressa Shields, the undisputed female middleweight champion of the world, who proudly calls herself the GWAT, the greatest woman of all time. But once her name got mixed into this conversation, the internet did what it always does. Picked sides, clipped moments, and turned every little comment into a headline. And trust me, this was not some quiet little disagreement hiding in the corner. It got loud fast. So let's start at the beginning and break it down clean, because before we get into the back and forth, we need to know who is involved and why this story even matters right now. First, you got Camron and Mase, and if you are younger and never caught the history, understand this. These two are Harlem legends. Camron, Killer Cam, the pink fur icon, came through with sharp bars, timing, and lines people still repeat. Then you got Mase, the smooth rapper turned preacher who popped up in the late 90s, signed with Bad Boy, and had clubs moving like his flow-controlled rooms. But their story goes deeper than music. They go back to Harlem before cameras, before podcast money, before everybody online had an opinion. Camron credited Mase with helping him get his first deal, and their 1998 collab, Hollis and Carriage, was one of those joints with street flavor that still hits different. Then came the messy years. The friendship cracked in public, the shots got personal, and fans thought that bridge was burned for good. But somehow, they cleaned it up, linked back together, and turned It Is What It Is into one of the hottest sports and culture podcasts online. People tuned in non-stop to see these two Harlem legends talk basketball, football, hip-hop, pop culture, and everything in between. Then they leveled up and built a whole network around it called Come and Talk to Me. So this is not two random guys playing with microphones. Cam and Mase have real names, history, reach, and when they speak, the internet listens. Then you got Claressa Shields, and you cannot speak on her without giving proper credit. She comes from Flint, Michigan, and her story is not soft or easy. She came up through tough conditions, stepped into boxing young, and once she locked in, she became an absolute problem in that ring. We are talking 2 Olympic gold medals, undisputed champion status in multiple weight classes, and the WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO middleweight titles together. She stayed undefeated as a professional and pushed women's boxing into places people had never seen before. By any fair measure, Claressa is one of the greatest combat sports athletes ever, male or female. And Claressa knows exactly who she is. She will say it before anybody else gets the chance. And honestly, that confidence is part of why so many people rock with her. She talks big because she has the resume to back it up. But that same bold energy can also pull her into messy moments, because Claressa is not the type to smile, stay quiet, and let people play with her name. She has gone back and forth with boxers, rappers, and sports voices before. Shannon Sharpe spoke on her, and she answered. 50 Cent made a comment, and she responded. Remy Ma rubbed her the wrong way, and Claressa had words for that too. Whether people love it or hate it, she does not dodge smoke. So now, let's get into how the Camron situation really started, because the setup is wild. This all traces back to November 2024, right after Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano had their huge rematch on the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson Netflix card, and that event pulled crazy attention everywhere. That rematch was pure electricity. Fans were locked in, and Katie Taylor walked away with the win after a controversial decision that had people arguing everywhere. Some said she earned it. Others said Amanda Serrano got done dirty, and for days, the internet would not let that fight breathe at all like that. The numbers were crazy too. People were calling it one of the biggest moments women's boxing had ever seen, maybe even the biggest. Clips were flying, debates were loud, and suddenly Taylor Serrano was being treated like the headline that changed the whole game. But that is where Claressa Shields stepped in with a different energy. She was not about to sit back and let that story run wild like she had no place in it. Claressa calls herself the GWAT for a reason, and she felt people were acting like her own history did not count. So she made a move nobody really expected. She slid straight into Camron's DMs. She hit him directly in the messages, and Camron is not just some dude talking sports for fun. He is a real sports and culture voice with a huge audience, and when he says something, people clip it, repost it, and run with it fast. So Claressa reached out because she wanted her side understood. According to Camron, she basically said, "Cam, they are trying to rewrite history. My fight was the most watched fight in women's boxing history." She was pointing to her own fights doing 2 million views, while claiming the first Taylor Serrano fight did 1.5 million. But Cam being Cam, he was not about to keep that tucked away quietly. He brought those DMs straight to "It Is What It Is," shared the exchange in public, and that is where the whole thing started heating up, because Cam's podcast style is raw, loud, and completely unfiltered. Cam is going to say what he says, and he is going to joke while doing it. That is the whole brand. So when Shields came up on the show, Mase was sitting right there with him, and once they started talking, they did not hold back. They questioned her logic, her numbers, and the way she was stacking those fights against each other. They pointed out that Taylor Serrano 2 happened on a massive Netflix card, with Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, huge promo, and a global audience watching. To them, Claressa was moving a little too bold comparing numbers because the setup was completely different. Camron reportedly said straight up that another female boxer was getting more attention than Claressa at that moment, and that clearly hit different. Because to Shields, that was not just a normal sports take. That sounded like a shot at her legacy, her status, and all the work she put in to become one of boxing's biggest names. And when Claressa feels played, she does not sit back quietly. She went to social media and checked the whole conversation. She reminded people she had been carrying women's boxing for years before all this new attention showed up. She brought up the belts, the Olympic gold medals, the amateur run, the undefeated record, and everything that made her name heavy. She was not about to let two rap legends get on a podcast and talk like she was not one of the main faces of women's boxing. And the wild part is, this did not happen by itself. At the same time, Claressa was already dealing with smoke from Remy Ma, and that was a whole different situation tied to personal drama around Papoose. So Shields was not exactly in a calm mood online. She had already traded words with Remy, and she had already thrown out that famous $100,000 challenge, daring any woman to step in the ring. So when Camron and Mase added their voices, Claressa did not slow down. She hit the gas and came back with pressure. She made it clear she was not there to be played with, joked on, or pushed to the side like her name was light. And the internet went crazy. People started picking teams fast. Some sided with Camron and Mase, saying, "Look, the numbers don't lie, and the Taylor Serrano event was on a different level of exposure, and you can't compare the two." Other people were standing strong with Claressa, saying she has carried women's boxing on her back for more than a decade. To them, nobody should be brushing off her legacy, especially people who do not live that boxing world the way she does. Then you had the third group, the people just watching for the chaos, popcorn ready, seeing a world champion go back and forth with two of Harlem's sharpest talkers. You could not script that if you tried. What made it even more interesting is Camron later went on It Is What It Is and broke everything down. He explained his side, said why he felt she was wrong, and made it clear he was not trying to disrespect her boxing legacy. But when somebody slides in Cam's DMs with a bold claim, he will respond how he sees it. That is his lane, and Mase stood beside him, backing the play, because that is how their setup works. They move like a team. Cam throws the punchline, Mase adds the sharp breakdown, and together they can make any debate feel like somebody stepped into the wrong room. If your name lands on their topic list, be ready for jokes, facts, and Harlem pressure. But Claressa Shields is not easy to rattle. She was built for heat before podcasts were talking about her. She came out of Flint, Michigan, and fought her way to the top. So a podcast debate was never about to break her. She stood firm, kept her voice loud, and moved into 2025 saying she was done feeding the noise. She famously said she was stepping into her Beyoncé era, ignoring negativity, focusing on her fans, and staying locked on the love. And even if some people laughed at the comparison, you still had to respect the switch up. She took the heat, defended her name, then chose to move smarter instead of feeding every little jab online. At the end of the day, this whole situation showed what happens when two loud worlds crash on the internet. Camron and Mase come from hip-hop podcast space where everything is commentary, everything can be debated, and the more raw you are, the more clips start flying, because that lane rewards big opinions and sharper punchlines. Claressa Shields comes from boxing, where your record, your name, and your legacy are everything. So any challenge to her status can feel personal and professional at the same time. When those worlds collided, fireworks were guaranteed, and we got plenty. It also showed how strong It Is What It Is has become as a platform that can shift the conversation. For Camron and Mase to end up in a public back and forth with an Olympic gold medalist and undisputed boxing champion, while millions watched and picked sides, says a lot about where their podcast stands in culture right now. These are not side voices anymore. They are mainstream, and when It Is What It Is touches a topic, people react fast. And Claressa is not some unknown name either. She has been on magazine covers, had her biopic The Fire Inside hit theaters, and was doing big press runs on major morning shows. So when her world crossed with Cam and Mase, this was not some tiny internet moment. It became one of the most entertaining pop culture beefs of late 2024. But underneath all the jokes and clips, the real issue was recognition and respect. Claressa has said for years that women's boxing does not get enough credit, and she believes she has been undervalued, overlooked, and underpaid for what she brings to the sport. Her point was simple: do not erase the work. So when the media wave shifted and all that shine suddenly went to Taylor Serrano and that huge Netflix moment, Claressa felt a way about it. You can agree or disagree with how she reacted, but you cannot act like the frustration came from nowhere. This is somebody who gave everything to boxing, built her name brick by brick, and still feels like the spotlight moves past her too fast. Cam and Mase kept it moving, kept doing what they do, and It Is What It Is kept rolling like nothing stopped. Claressa kept training, kept fighting, and kept adding more to her legacy. Then, like always, the internet ran to the next big story. But for those couple of weeks, this was must-watch chaos. If you missed it, you missed a real culture clash. And that's a wrap on today's Dripzine breakdown. Drop a like, leave a comment, and tell us who you think won this one, Claressa Shields or Camron and Mase. And if you are not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications so you never miss the next video.